I mean, how are you health-wise? What are you?
Good. Like I said, I did have a little bit of a thyroid issue, probably about 8-9 years ago, I guess. Had to have my thyroid removed.
Right.
But, like I said, missed a lot of warning signs through the years. Thought I was having an anxiety problem. I couldn't swallow at night when I went to bed. And so I would get up at night and eat, but so I could convince myself that I could swallow. And I said, Lord, Brian, I think I'm losing my mind. I can't swallow at nighttime. It's probably anxiety or something like that. But I actually had a benign mass on the thyroid that they had to remove. And I have a little bit of a permanent hoarseness because of that, which I've kind of struggled with because, I'm a singer. I've sung my whole entire life and can't sing like I used to.
Maybe a smoker's voice.
Like a smoker's voice. It's kind of raspy.
We have to go singing blues or something.
Yeah, well, and I can sing, 1 or 2 songs, but after that, I'm just kind of worn out and I can't do it anymore. But otherwise, very healthy.
Good.
Lord's been good to me. Good. Yeah.
It's important, and you should know more than the rest of us. I mean, the things that you got to watch and things you take care of and things you do those things. And I think it's important.
Yeah, it is. And, the thyroid manages everything in your body, so you have to watch a lot of things after that. I do take blood pressure medicine, but it's because of the thyroid is not there, to regulate it anymore. But, as far as feeling, I feel great.
If you had to give people out there some advice on their health, what would you say is important? What do they need to really do?
I think you need to listen to your body, number one, because your body tells you a whole lot of things if you're listening. If you're not listening, you miss it. And I think as busy as we all are now, we don't listen to our body like we should. But it sends you a whole lot of warning signals that a lot of people ignore. But I think, I really just think that's a lot of it. I think that you have to use your brain. You can't eat sugar, and then be shocked when the doctor says you have diabetes.
But don't you think that sugar, I don't have much problem with meth and the oxy and stuff, but the sugar, man, okay? I mean, the sugar is tough because
it is. I love it.
It's everywhere, okay?
It is.
I mean, it's everywhere. I mean, I really try to stay on it, and watch myself and really watch but sugar, I think is really, it's addictive.
It is, and I've never really cared much for sweets. I've never been a sweet eater. I'm a red meat kind of girl.
Right. You
give me a hamburger, I'm a happy girl. But as I get older, I'm noticing that I crave sweets a whole lot more than I ever have in my life. But I think a lot of it. I think is self-discipline on our own parts.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't like self-discipline.
I'm not good at it.
They'll put me in a box and tie my hands. I mean, if I got cookies, I'm going to eat them.
Yeah,
and the biggest way not to. I had a guy one time. He's talking about he's having trouble wanting to stop smoking. I said, let me tell you the first step. I said, I'm going to help you a lot. First thing, don't buy them. Just bum them. Smoke all you can bum, and other people will help you.
Yes.
I said, they'll help you stop smoking. And I think the discipline part of that is hard on things. And I try to, I don't know. And I have to watch. I have to make sure I do eat. I don't get hungry sometimes, but I have to make sure I eat something in the middle of the day, and because I get a little ragged if I don't. But I mean, you have to watch on health, and so I think like you're saying, is listening to your body, and don't be afraid to go to the doctor.
Yes,
okay.
Don't. And like I said, that's hard for me to say because I'm a nurse. And like I said, we don't go to doctors, but you have to make time to take care of yourself, and you need to do that when you're younger because 9 times out of 10, if you wait till you're older to start getting all these things fixed, the damage is already done.
Exactly.
I have a young girl that I know that's a type 1 diabetic, and she doesn't eat the way she should. And I'm like, you're going to pay for that years down the road. But I do. I think going to the doctor, making sure that you keep up with your checkups, you really, all of those screening things that they have out there now. We have so many tools available to us now in the healthcare industry that you can head so many things off before it gets that bad. That I think that's probably what we all could be better at.
Oh, what about these dogs that detect sugar?
I know, isn't that crazy?
All right, let me tell you what I had an experience that happened to me one time. It's when we were at Myrtle Beach, and I really wasn't seeing a doctor about anything like that, okay? But anyway, I'd ate a lot of junk that day because I was driving 6 hours up the road, and I'm driving back up in time for my grandson for his play. And so when I sit down, this young boy that my grandson went to school with had one of those dogs that stayed with him all day because he's diabetic, and that dog could tell when the sugar's off. Well, I sit down in front of him. Now, when I did, I had another friend of the family that is a diabetic. It has the pump inside, okay? And he was all, anyway, the dog started cutting the shine. So they said, maybe it's a little boy, but they checked his sugar and it was okay. Then my other buddy who has the pump inside checked his sugar. He said, no, it's okay. And they said, why is this dog doing this? And I was sitting right in front of him.
It was probably.
And that dog was picking up.
It's a scent, especially with diabetes. Now that is a lot of how they work with diabetes, because you can smell like a fruity smell from people that have diabetes. But now how these dogs pick seizures and cancer, and I have no idea how that works.